Hey everybody, and welcome to What's Printing, my new series where I go over everything that I have done in the 3D printing world. First up, I want to talk about these ears. These are probably the first thing that I have made after all of the test prints and all of that. But I really like how these came out. I haven't painted them yet. I plan on it, but I'm not sure when I'm going to get around to that. So next, I want to talk about this pistol. It is the Halo Magnum pistol, and I primed it and sanded it, and I like how it came out. It's a little small for my hand. I gotta say, there was an option for it to be printed in pieces, and I'm not sure if that one would have been bigger, but overall I like it a lot. I painted it in black and silver metallic paint, spray paint. It was a bitch to get tape to like go over all of these like fine details, but I really like how it came out. And I think the extra effort, although a pain in the ass, I think it was worth it. And I really enjoy how this came out. And I like the contrast of the silver and the black, because otherwise, like a lot of them that you see is just silver. And it's just, I really like how the contrast comes together with this. Next up, I have, you can't really see it. You can't really make out the details of it just yet. But this is going to be, eventually, it's going to be Thor's Hammer. Or as, you know, the experts call it, Jonathan. I have to put it together. I have to get the seams to, like, be non-existent. But I'm excited to get started on this. It hasn't been painted yet because I wanted to, like, do this video. And I wanted to just have this to show before, but yeah, it has the head is 2 pieces, the handle is 3, and then there's a holder for it for when it's on a table. I'm really excited about this. It's probably the most complicated thing that I've done yet. Actually, it is the most complicated thing that I've done yet. It's going to take a while, I have to imagine, because this is really my first like learning curve with this. I have to learn how to properly seal the edges and make sure like it's flawless, that you can't see it, and then paint it. I did buy some liquid latex. If you were in my stream last week, you know I bought it because I bought it on stream. It's liquid latex, so with the curves of this, you can get in there and I won't need to worry about any bleeding or anything like that. So I'm excited to get started on this. I also printed Wolverine's claws. They're a little tight to my fingers and they don't really like sit well. So I want to pull out the Dremel and try to shape them a bit so they fit in my knuckles a little better. There's also this piece that it's supposed to clip underneath, but it doesn't really work unless it's glued. Other than the fact that it doesn't really hug my knuckle that well, I like how these came out. With the Dremel, I'm not sure if it's gonna work because I think, if I remember correctly, Wolverine's claws are supposed to end at the same point. So these actually don't. There is some difference. I'm not really sure how much difference there's gonna be when I pull out the Dremel and shape them, but I'm looking forward to seeing how well that turns out. I printed this phone stand that was too small for my phone because my phone is a beast apparently with a OtterBox on it. So what I had to do was I had to pull out the 3D pen and extend it and make it look like Venom apparently. But it fits my phone just fine now, and very little issues with it, surprisingly, because I wasn't sure if the 3D pen was gonna work in this scenario. Speaking of the 3D pen, I also printed this, which is a laptop holder. You put your laptop in it. There's obviously another one. What I didn't like about it is like this hinge here and this hinge here. It had the screws, and then it had like little nubs that you slide on, and it didn't really stay. So I pulled out the 3D pen and I just put permanent ones on there, and it so far it's been working really well. I do need to like modify because this is for a light laptop, and mine is nowhere near as light because it's a gaming laptop. So I'm gonna so it's kind of useless right now, but I'm gonna try to salvage it, add some wood, extend it, just so it's more stable and I can work with it and do what I needed to do with it. Finally, I printed some stuff for the Ender 3 itself. Here we have a fan cover with supports that I made too many supports, and now I gotta basically saw off the whole thing. It also has a card reader and a spot for your USB in case you want to hook it up to a computer. I also made this, which is a filament guide, so when I have the filament on top, it won't snag, especially if I have the handle piece attached to it. And then I have all of these little pieces that are for a drag chain, which I have to get together for my cables so that they don't end up breaking. Because I saw somebody, they somehow ended up as part of the 3D print, and they had to break the 3D print to get the wires out. So I don't want that to happen, so I printed the drag chain just to prevent any issues like that. Well, that's everything that I've been up to in 3D printing for this week. Are you working on some 3D prints? Let me know in the comments, and if you like this, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.